90s.
Naughty.
Now.
Tell me where the freak's at.
Greatest hits mixtape. Ran it back.
Need Dan and Mark.
On 101 FM. The on-air light is active. Now.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit excited this week because we got new chairs in the studio and they are a lot of fun. I was saying to Anita before, I like doing this with these chairs.
And he did this really hilarious movement, and I'm glad that you specified it was with the chair.
What do you think of the new chairs, Mark? I mean, I know it's not a great way to start a show, but they're great chairs.
Oh, they're okay. They're the backs move a lot.
Yeah, that's this that I was doing.
So it feels kind of like a surfboard, but I don't know. Can I say that yours looked a bit MA?
Yeah.
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 I think you can say that, definitely.
Yeah. I had other things, and then I thought that was just vague enough for you to imagine. Like, I don't think... there's one photo of you on NovaStream, so they just have that buoying back and forward on this chair, just imagining you with a sonic screwdriver in your mouth. I don't know, just to paint that mental image for you.
Sonic screwdriver. You know what a sonic screwdriver is. That's a very big metaphor. But I was doing... No. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
Last week, Mark asked us questions to get the listeners to know us better. And I really enjoyed it. And I thought it would be a fun idea if we would all have a go at asking these questions.
I think that's a great idea.
Thank you. So...
We came up with the original idea.
No, I didn't.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I
just like some...
I think that's a great idea, Mark.
Oh, thanks, man.
No worries, Mark.
We'll get to you next week, Nate.
Yeah, I'm asking this week. Yeah. So first question, favourite movie ever?
My go-to answer is always Die Hard, the first one.
Oh, it hurts me that I haven't seen it.
It's not what I'd call like fantastic cinema, but it's been my favourite movie for as long as I can remember. And
does Alan Rickman have a lot to do with that?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to say Boyhood because I'll get booed out of the room, and it's honestly not my favourite movie. Replay value, probably say The Avengers. But, I don't know, favourite movie ever? It's too hard to call.
Oh, I know my gut instinct is Die Hard, but then I want to say The Princess Bride.
I think stick with Die Hard. Although, if you want to be culty and weird, I mean, it's not that massively culty, but it's a little bit nicher than Die Hard.
I know. I think those are my two favourites. If I was to narrow it down to two different genres, I've got, my childhood favourite movie and then, like, my go-to movie when I just want to zone out.
Well, that's good, because Mark didn't give us an answer. So
I gave you two.
I always used to say Shawshank because you can't go wrong with that. It's one of those movies that is better than the book, but then I saw The Imitation Game, which is about one of my favourite mathematicians of all time, and has Benedict Cumberbatch, and I really like him. And the story is so heartbreaking, and you learn things from it because it's historical. I could go on forever.
The Doctor Who 50th was shown in cinemas. Can I say that?
We tried to do this last week. We're not allowed to do this.
No, I feel like it. Yeah, we should do that.
Winter or summer?
Winter, because when you're cold, you can get hot. And I love jumpers, and I love blankets, and I love Netflix and snuggling.
Everything he said.
Exactly. We can just move on to the next one. Favourite book series?
Look, Harry Potter out of the gate, but Nate's going to slam that one down. That's the one that I've read and reread 100 times.
That's one I can keep going back to and rereading, despite the fact that I never read the final book, or at least the ending of the final book. However, I would say that I'll go old school and go The Faraway Tree, Enid Blyton.
Ooh.
Just, again, that takes me back to really happy childhood memories.
Yeah, when you read a book as a kid, it's so much more magical. Your imagination just can go anywhere, and you can believe in this stuff. And that's why my favourite series, His Dark Materials, blew my mind. And if you have read that series, if you haven't, get on it. If you have read that series, you know how heartbreaking the ending is. And as a child, I had never experienced that kind of thought process before. So it kind of blew me away for about a month after.
Matthew Riley, the 7 Ancient Wonders series, the second one ends amazingly, and I've never experienced shock. Like, obviously in Harry Potter you experience loss and but this, like, literally, I was like,
It emotionally
did I lose a
changed
page?
you. Yeah.
Like, and I could not conceivably see a solution, and that was so exciting.
Did he ruin it with the next book?
No.
All right, I'm going to read that then. And you can read his Dark Materials.
Okay. I started on the second one, so if you like, I feel like the first one's just a prologue. But that's because I read it afterwards. Spoilers.
We'll move on to sweet or savoury.
Sweet.
Both. Yeah, I have the biggest sweet tooth. So, I mean, V's, obviously.
Yeah.
That's just my go-to. Chocolate, amazingly. A lot of gummy stuff. But I suppose cakes, but if I had to choose one, sweet.
I like dipping salty chips into like sweet vanilla ice cream.
Yes, when you do that at McDonald's?
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yes. So
Yeah.
that means your answer, both of your answers sweet and savoury at the same time.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
I'll
I
allow
think
that.
more often than not, I choose sweet,
Alright.
but I really do like the mix of salty with sweet.
All right, I'll say sweet because even though pizza is my favourite food ever, there are a lot of sweet things that have kind of, I don't there are a lot of sweet things I like.
And he's rocking back and forward.
On his chair.
Favourite band or artist? Musical.
Oh,
obviously.
God, why don't we just... Oh, I need graphs, mate. I need a top 100 that you narrow down and
I need it to be in genres because I have different moods.
send it out to a committee.
Oh, gosh.
What's the one that if you hear it on the radio, it will always put you in a good mood?
Oh, okay. That's another question again.
These aren't that hard, guys.
Oh,
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
my life can't be contained to simple statements. I said that like it was a quote, but I don't know what it's from. But I'm going to say it's from Zoolander 2 because it's not released and I feel like it'd fit. What am I currently digging at the moment? Album tracks of 1989. Like, all you had to do was stay. I think that's pretty cool. Wombats, Five Sauce. I don't know. We've been running a greatest hit show for a while, so I don't know what's charting.
Well, I'm currently really big on Sam Smith and loving Macklemore. But, like, again, are they my absolute favourite artists? Probably not. I don't know if I can name one. I love Joni Mitchell.
I'm
She's
just
a
going to
staple.
choose my favourite of those and have that as your answer.
Okay.
So Macklemore.
Okay.
Mine is pretty easy. I really am into kind of punk poppy sort of stuff as my main go-to, but you can't go past Bowie. Bowie is a genius.
Or Queen.
Yeah, Queen
I'm
is a
gonna go with
close
Queen,
second.
actually. Change my mind. Queen.
All right.
We need to
That's
do a whole little music thing because I could just sit here and name them.
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation.
PlayStation, but that's because it was my first console. PlayStation 1 was my first console. Of course, I'm going to go for the sequel.
Mine was a Sega Mega Drive.
Well, mine was a PlayStation as well, and I suppose that's why I like it. But I do prefer their games. Nothing on Xbox, because I think Xbox does a good job now, not at the start of this generation, but PlayStation. Favourite mythological being? That can include gods, like Greek gods, or...
Loki.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
No! If you're thinking of... What's his name?
Hiddleston.
If you're thinking of his Loki, that doesn't count.
Oh. Okay, in that case.
What about Loki from The Mask? Jim Carrey movie?
I agree with you. Ew.
I'm just throwing out alternate Lokis.
No.
Pragmatism?
See, most of the gods, particularly in like Greek myth, are horrible.
And then Zeus got horny.
That's just the whole story.
Every story involving Zeus.
Did you answer, Mark?
No.
'Cause I
Yeah,
think you
so
should
pragmatism.
That's not an. That's
No.
not an
It
should
answer.
be.
No.
answer first, Mark, because Anita needs some time, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, you say mythology, and I just go back to my days of playing Age of Empires out of the LCM box. So,
Oh, you must have been the coolest kid on the playground.
was I what? You hit enter, and you enter Photon Man, and you get a Stormtrooper, which should be an outdated reference, but now we got Star Wars 7. It's just the coolest thing ever. And so you'd have a little Photon Man running around shooting all the guys with bows and arrows. So, Photon Man.
Unicorns.
Unicorns is a much better answer than Photon Man.
Are you joking?
Photon Man is not even
I
a
will
thing.
show you clips of Photon Man.
All right, but does
And-
anyone actually in the history of the world think that Photon Men really existed?
No.
I'm sure
I
that
don't
someone.
think anyone thought that unicorns existed either, but
Oh, I think some people did back in the day.
I'm going with unicorns.
Couple of bronies. Which is a word I never wanted to say on air, but here we are.
Well, I refuse to mock them.
Unicorns or bronies?
Both.
Why is that so funny?
It was the serious way in which you asked the question.
That was perfect.
It sounded like you were asking, like, unicorns or bronies, which do you prefer?
No,
'Cause,
okay.
I'm sorry, the answer
No,
was
that,
unicorns.
that wasn't my question. I really, really love Greek mythology, and I think it's so much more interesting than all of the others. But I can't go past Cthulhu because there's something cool about a modern day, like fairly modern-ish invention that people have just come to believe is a historical mythological being. So Cthulhu, do you know who Cthulhu is?
No.
He's made up in this story in the, I'm going to say 20s, and he has a tentacle sort of face, like a squid face, and he has a humanoid body, and he appears in random places when no one's expecting, but he's not scary or anything, he's just there.
So he's not portrayed by Bill Nye.
He looks a lot like Bill Nye, although I think he has wings. I don't know, I should have researched this. I'll just change it then. No, I really like Cthulhu. All right, next one, Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Marvel, but they both have their merits.
Their merits being Batman's villains are the best villains, but still Marvel.
The Flash. And I mean, I haven't seen enough Wonder Woman material to judge. Cyborg looks okay. This new gritty Aquaman, I mean, maybe.
No.
You know. But then, like, you stack the deck and you flick to the other side and you can name 20 amazing Marvel characters without even batting an eye. Challenge accepted.
Don't even start.
This next one kind of explains more me than you in the question, but favourite scientist. Just
Dr.
blank
Carl, if I want to
What?
impress Dan.
What? I thought you hated... No, let's not say that. I'll cut that out.
Don't hate Dr. Carl.
You did say that you thought he was arrogant once.
Dr. Sheldon Cooper is not the correct
No,
answer.
no! I've asked you this before and you said that and I got just as angry.
I know, and I knew that was coming. I would probably go... once upon a time I would have said Einstein, but after I did all that research on him, I'm kind of a little bit disappointed in him personally.
Is that all the affairs he had?
Yeah, and he wasn't a particularly nice person from what I've read.
I quite like... Now, forgive me for not knowing her name. I think it's Fiona. She did all the spray on skin for the Bali bombings.
Oh, is she Australian?
Yes.
Yeah. We need to... I'm going to
Or
find
Fred
out-
Hollows. Can I say
Fred
that?
Hollows.
No,
Fred
he's not a
Hollows.
scientist. He's more a doctor.
No, that's a
That's
scientist.
still a science.
Okay. Yeah, the science of medicine.
Yes.
I just need to find out her
That's
name.
it.
I think she deserves a mention. I googled her and I found out her name is Fiona Wood, although she was British born. Still Australian though.
I feel like in the same way that we got Russell Crowe for a couple of years there, and you know, yeah, we'll take her. She can stay.
Good answer, Mark.
Thanks.
I'm going to be serious and I'm going to say Tesla.
He's like the one that everyone says because he sounds like he's made up. He doesn't sound like he's real. For case in point, in The Prestige, he's like one of the main characters and played by Bowie.
Oh!
So tying it all together.
Tie
Whoa.
all together. Meanwhile, can I take a guess at yours?
I have 3, but I think you'll get one of them.
Marie Curie.
Yes, Marie
Yeah.
Curie is amazing. Everything she did.
Her life was so hard.
It was, and it's so impressive how she got through all of it. And her husband gets a lot of the credit, but she really did.
She did all the work.
Well, she didn't do all the work.
Most of the work.
Yeah.
A lot of it. She did all. And plus, she's the one that went out, like, traipsing out for the financial, like, backup. Like, she traveled America, like...
And she
yeah.
really didn't want to do it either.
No.
My other one is Darwin, just because his theory makes so much sense and I
Yes.
love it. And I mentioned the other one, Turing is great. And finally, beach or rainforest?
Beach.
Mark?
Either.
No, there's snakes in the rainforest. There's snakes on the beach too, but I've got more chance of seeing them and running away from them.
As a kid, we used to go down to the rainforest and muck around in there, so that seems natural. But the sand at the beach, but I don't know, they're both a good time. I love adventures. Just as long as there's an adventure, I'm there.
Anita is shaking her head violently, but I'm going to agree with Mark. The rainforest is so peaceful.
Can I choose the rainforests in New Zealand?
I feel
I
like
suppose.
rainforests in New Zealand would still have bugs.
No,
No,
they don't have
there's no
snakes though.
Why?
Because they don't have snakes. There are no snakes in New Zealand.
You should drop off too and watch them. What?
No, you will not ruin the beautiful, precious ecosystem. No.
Everything got to adapt eventually.
No.
That has to be enough. You kind of already know us more than we know ourselves now. So let's just get on with the show, shall we?
Meet Dan and Mark on Logan City's 101 FM.
You may or you may have not noticed that we only did 3 questions in trivia. So we thought the way to end off the show nicely would be to do the 2 we didn't get time to do. And Mark, you're going to go first. Ask myself and Anita on the final 2 David Attenborough questions you have.
David Attenborough was knighted the same year this single was the highest grossing single in Australia. Is it A, We're the World by Live Aid, B, Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio, just take a minute and feel that, or C, just to bring the mood right down, The Prayer, Anthony Kalia, or D, 2015, which is looking like somewhere between Uptown Funk, Cheerleader, Bad Blood, or Hello. I don't know. We're still working that out, but mainly A, B, or C.
Anita, I'm going to let you answer first.
I don't know. Let's go with Gangsta's Paradise.
I love that you pretended not to know, because we kind of already have done this and we know the answers.
I was trying to make it sound like we were live, okay?
It's all right. We haven't already done mine, so there'll be real questions for us. But yeah, Live Aid.
Yes. A year previous, Attenborough was involved in a near-death experience. Did you actually figure out the answer to this? I don't think you did.
No, and I don't even think he Googled it.
No, I do think oh yeah, we didn't. Let's go.
You're actually in the hot seat.
Yeah.
All right. What was his near-death experience? Was it A, a bird got sucked into the turbine of his aeroplane and it stalled, causing the plane to careen to the ground before restarting and leveling out? This is 1984. B, a bird flew at his car and he was so startled that he swerved off the road and into a fence. He hasn't driven since. Or C, his hot air balloon crashed in outback England with...
Outback England.
Just no. What's D, Mark? We're going to feel like such idiots if that's true.
If it's like country England.
I only have a set amount. I'm not going to sit there and thesaurus.com outback England. Or D, he was swooped by a magpie while listening to the cassette of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
I'm still stuck on Thesaurus.
That's Mark's favourite mythological being.
I'm going to guess the driving one.
All right, I'll have to go for the plain one then.
It was a balloon.
What?
He did this deliberately.
Did you source this question? Did the source from this question say Outback England?
No, he deliberately rewrote it to make it sound like it was wrong.
It was a quote, and he said that he was filming his series, The Great Big Sky or something, and his air balloon crashed, and he had to walk for about 5 hours. He couldn't find anybody. He found a farmhouse. He walked inside. He said, "Mind if I borrow the phone?" He said, "Oh my God, you're Sir David Attenborough. You can use the phone on one condition. As long as you say happy birthday to my daughter." He walks in the room, and the dad's like, "David Attenborough flew all the way out here to wish you a happy birthday."
He has had such an amazing life.
Best story ever. And he doesn't drive, which was B. He legitimately doesn't drive, not because of pollution or anything like that. He just hates it.
I can understand that.
Yeah, it's because he's got a hot air balloon to go around whenever he wants. All right, so my final 2 questions on Jessica Mauboy, both in the hot seat for these ones. Thanks for that, Mark.
You left a pause.
From which group of people is... Now, you have to remember that I make up stupid names for these people, so they may not make sense now, and they actually probably didn't make sense back then, but they happened. From which group of people is Best Sound Noise's mother from? Is it A, the Gooby Gooby people from southeast Queensland? Oh no, I shouldn't give away where she's from because you know where she's from.
I know where she's from, right. So it's not A and it's not D.
Is it A, the Gooby Gooby people? Is it B, the Gugu Yalanji people? Is it C, the Kalkadoon people? Or is it D, if you think I'm doing a joke answer here, you better think again, buddy?
I like that. That's clever. I'm going to go with C.
C, the Kalkadoon people?
Yep.
Mark, you only have one other choice. You have to go for...
Yeah, C.
You're going for C as well?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
I was giving you the answer. Oh. Yeah, the real answer is the Gugu Yalanji people.
really?
So from, where
The more
is she
you
from?
know. Darwin.
Northern Territory,
Mm.
yeah.
Although,
Although,
could have kept this in because their mother's not. Those people are from northern Queensland.
Oh, there you go.
Final question. On Australian Idol, Carl Sandilands, as usual, thought he was funny when he said that Jess needs to lose the jelly belly in quotation marks. This, of course, is a stupid thing to say, and Jess is a very beautiful woman. Roughly how much lighter is she than Fat Man Sanders? Is it A, 50 kilos, B, 60 kilos, C, 70 kilos, or D, 80 kilos? Mark, you answer first because I've already told Anita.
I'm going to say Sanderland Man is 120 and Jess is 65. So I'm going to say 60. Was that an option?
Yeah, that's an option.
Okay, I'll take that.
Anita?
I can't remember how much you said she weighed.
Oh,
So I'm going to go with 80.
that's the answer. 80.
Oh.
A whole man more. That was the show for the week. Come back next week. We really enjoy knowing that there are people out there that like to make sense of our ramblings.
Yeah.
So we'll see you then.
See ya.
Like the show? Like the Facebook page. Facebook.com